Jack Reacher 2 title revealed as shooting begins. Paramount Pictures and Skydance Media today announced that principal photography has commenced on Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, starring Tom Cruise, the Mission Impossible franchise, Edge of Tomorrow, and directed by Edward Zwick, The Last Samurai, Blood Diamond. Production will take place in New Orleans. The film is set for release on October 21, 2016. The first film, Jack Reacher, earned $218.3 million worldwide during its theatrical release. The new film is based on author Lee Child's 18th book in the best-selling Jack Reacher series, Never Go Back. The film is written by Richard Wenk, The Expendables 2, The Equalizer, Marshall Herskovitz, Love and Other Drugs, The Last Samurai, and Zwick. The sequel reunites Tom Cruise and Edward Zwick for the first time since The Last Samurai. Cruise is producing alongside Dawn Granger, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Jack Reacher. Skydance Media's David Ellison and Dana Goldberg, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Geostorm, and Christopher McQuarrie, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Valkyrie. The executive producers are Paula Wagner, War of the Worlds, The Others, and Herb Gaines, The Judge, Nonstop. Jack Reacher, Never Go Back also stars Cobie Smulders, How I Met Your Mother, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Danica Urish, Heroes Reborn, Shameless, Austin Hebert, Bonnie and Clyde, Patrick Hoysinger, Quantum Break, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, Aldous Hodge, Straight Outta Compton, A Good Day to Die Hard, and Holt McCallany, Blue Bloods, Gangster Squad. The action sequel will go up against two more sequels on October 21, 2016, Underworld 5 and Ouija 2. It isn't known how long principal photography will last for in New Orleans. Tom Cruise is a global cultural icon who has made an immeasurable impact on cinema by creating some of the most memorable characters of all time in legendary films such as Top Gun, Jerry Maguire, Risky Business, Minority Report, Interview with the Vampire, A Few Good Men, The Firm, Rain Man, Collateral, The Last Samurai, Edge of Tomorrow, The Color of Money, and the Mission Impossible franchise, among many others. A consummate filmmaker involved in all aspects of film production, Cruise has achieved extraordinary success as an actor, producer, and philanthropist in a career spanning over 3 decades. A 3-time Academy Award nominee and 3-time Golden Globe Award winner, his films have earned over $8 billion in worldwide box office alone, an incomparable accomplishment. Fans of the towering, unstoppable force that is Jack Reacher have eagerly awaited the news, and today it has finally arrived. The title of the second Jack Reacher movie, starring Alan Ritchson, has been revealed. As production kicks into high gear, bringing the legendary character back to the screen, excitement has surged with the announcement of the new title, Jack Reacher, No Time for Justice. As shooting begins, the title itself hints at another gripping adventure for Reacher, one that will undoubtedly be filled with intense action sequences, pulse-pounding suspense, and a moral dilemma that will push him to the limit. After the success of the first season of Amazon Prime's Reacher series, which introduced Alan Ritchson as a larger-than-life incarnation of the former military police officer, expectations for the second film are sky high. This time, however, the stakes appear even higher, and the title suggests that Reacher will face not only physical challenges, but perhaps a race against time itself to deliver justice in his own brutal, no-nonsense way. As production begins, let's dive into what we know about the sequel, its cast, and what to expect from the next chapter of Jack Reacher's story. The plot. What could No Time for Justice mean? The title, No Time for Justice, sends a clear signal that the story will be about urgency. For Reacher, justice is never optional. It's a personal code he follows wherever he goes. But what could force Reacher into a situation where justice seems elusive, or worse, where time itself is running out? While official plot details are still under wraps, rumors suggest the sequel could be based on one of Lee Child's darker novels, Bad Luck and Trouble. In this story, Reacher reunites with his former MP Special Investigators Unit after one of their own is brutally murdered. The team must figure out who is responsible while unraveling a complex conspiracy that forces Reacher into a brutal reckoning with his past. If the movie follows this plot, the sense of urgency suggested by the title could refer to a deadly ticking clock as Reacher and his team try to solve the mystery before more of their comrades are picked off one by one. Alternatively, No Time for Justice could refer to a scenario in which Reacher finds himself in a situation where the very system designed to protect the innocent is failing, perhaps even an overarching force that is actively working against justice. In true Reacher style, it's likely he'll take matters into his own hands, doling out justice with his unique brand of calculated violence. Alan Ritchson, The Perfect Reacher. The first Reacher movie with Tom Cruise, while successful at the box office, faced criticism from fans of the novels, who felt that Cruise, at 5'7", didn't match the towering, intimidating presence of the Reacher described in the books. The arrival of Alan Ritchson, standing at 6'4" and physically imposing, was the perfect answer to those complaints. Not only does Ritchson match the physical description of Reacher, but he also brings a quiet intensity and intelligence to the role that made the first season of the Amazon series such a hit. Ritchson's Reacher is calm under pressure, a man of few words but decisive actions, and someone whose moral code is unshakable even when it puts him in the crosshairs of dangerous enemies. Fans can expect even more of this gritty, larger-than-life performance in the sequel. With Ritchson at the helm, we know we're in for a powerhouse portrayal of Jack Reacher, as he takes on what could be his most dangerous challenge yet. Supporting cast, familiar faces, and new characters. While Alan Ritchson is front and center as Jack Reacher, fans can also expect to see some familiar faces from the first season. Willa Fitzgerald, who played Roscoe Conklin, the local cop who forms a strong bond with Reacher, is rumored to make a return. Although Roscoe's role in the sequel hasn't been confirmed, her relationship with Reacher was a highlight of the first film, and many fans are hoping to see more of their dynamic. In addition to familiar faces, the new film will introduce several new characters who could either help or hinder Reacher's mission. Casting announcements have hinted at the involvement of strong female leads and notable antagonists who will challenge Reacher both mentally and physically. Given Reacher's solitary nature, it will be interesting to see how these new characters impact his journey and whether they become allies or enemies. A bigger, bolder action experience. If the first season was anything to go by, Jack Reacher, No Time for Justice is bound to raise the bar when it comes to action sequences. Ritchson has shown a commitment to performing many of his own stunts, and fans have praised the raw, brutal nature of the fight scenes that perfectly capture the style of the books. Reacher doesn't fight fancy, he fights to win. Expect the sequel to continue this approach, with intense hand-to-hand combat, strategic takedowns, and some larger-than-life set pieces that will leave audiences breathless. Beyond the fistfights, fans can look forward to larger-scale action scenes that could involve high-speed chases, shootouts, and explosive confrontations, as Reacher takes on what promises to be a global-scale conspiracy. The film's production team has hinted that they're sparing no expense in creating a cinematic experience that matches the intensity of the source material. The legacy of Jack Reacher. Since Lee Child first introduced Jack Reacher in Killing Floor, the character has become one of the most iconic figures in modern thriller literature. Part drifter, part detective, and all hero, Reacher's appeal lies in his unwavering sense of justice, his tactical mind, and his ability to walk into the most dangerous situations with the confidence that he can handle anything thrown his way. With the title, No Time for Justice, it seems the sequel will not only honor that legacy, but also push Reacher into new and exciting territory. Whether he's taking down corrupt officials, breaking bones in dark alleyways, or uncovering hidden conspiracies, Jack Reacher remains a character who never stops fighting for what's right